The engine bay in my Civic is a little bit boring to say the least. Yeah, there's a few pops of color here and there, but other than that, it looks pretty stock, and no one wants to look at a stock engine bay. Today, we're going to change all of that though, and we're gonna make this engine bay look so mint that you guys aren't even gonna know what to do with it. What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So today, we're going to be painting the valve cover a very different and interesting color, and I'm really excited about it. We also have a little surprise for the engine bay to make it look that much more minty. So the first thing we gotta do is take the valve cover off and start stripping all the paint off of it. Surprised how good the inside of the engine still looks after all this time. Now, I'm no pro painter. I'm not sure this is actually gonna work. I put some paint stripper inside of a squirt bottle and we're gonna try to spray it on, and hopefully that takes the paint off. Squirt it all over it and hopefully it comes off. As per most things with me, I've never done this before with paint remover, so I might have put too much on, or maybe I put too little on. I don't know, but it looks like it's working, so we're gonna say I did good on this one. We're gonna let it soak for like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna try to get all the paint off, and hopefully it's like cleaner than ever. Last time I sanded this thing for like 30 minutes to an hour and it was the worst thing on my forearm, so hopefully this is a lot easier. We did a 20-minute soak using the paint remover, and then I still did about 30 minutes of sanding to get it to where it is now. And I mean, as you can see, there's some spots that aren't perfect, but I think the paint will cover most of it because I think it is like a candy coated paint, so it should be pretty decent looking still, so I'm not concerned about too many bumps. Unpopular opinion though, it matters where you're actually looking at the engine. So the front, you do a lot more detail than the back. Obviously you want to do full coverage so it doesn't chip or peel away, because it can do that from the weak spots, but I think this is gonna be good enough. So we're gonna let it dry out, and then we're gonna start actually painting. Luckily, being in Florida, it shouldn't take too long for this to dry out, but we still gotta wait like 20 minutes for this thing to completely dry before we can actually prep the surface. If you guys are to do this, make sure you guys have an X-Acto knife, because taping off all the holes that you need to be taped off was the most annoying part in the world, and an X-Acto knife would have made this a lot easier. And now for the rest of the video, until I show it off, we're gonna be in black and white. In 3, 2, 1. This is what we're gonna be doing now. Now, I did use a whole can of paint on this, and it's obviously not the smoothest thing in the world. And this is metal cast paint, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to be super thick like other paints, but it doesn't seem to be. And this also got attacked by bugs, so it's not the smoothest thing in the world, and I really hope this shows up in black and white. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty cool in my opinion still. So we just put some clear coat on the actual valve cover now, and we're gonna wait for it to dry out before we actually throw it back in the car so we don't get any fingerprints on it. So the paint looks pretty decent, but I did make 2, 3, 10 mistakes. I didn't realize that it was an aluminum anodized paint, and it goes on almost translucently, and it should be like a perfectly clean, polished surface before you put that stuff on. So it doesn't look the best. It looks better than it did, I think, but all the scuffs and stuff I didn't get completely off that I said it would cover it. You can kind of see it still. So I probably will redo this with a different type of paint eventually. The clear coat makes it look a little bit better, but after it cures and we put it back in the car, we're gonna put this on, and I'm really excited about this. This is by VMS, and it is a spark plug cover, and it was really hard to find these because these only come for VTEC engines, and mine's not a VTEC. So VMS was the only company I really found that made them. I think 6-Speed made them, but they didn't have the color I want, so hopefully this looks pretty dope when it's done. The clear coat's still a little bit tacky, but fuck it, we're still just gonna go and reassemble it. It should be fine. So it's time to reassemble all this, and then we'll show you guys. Now before I show you guys the valve cover of how it looks, did you guys know 97% of you guys aren't subscribed? That number's terrible. Please subscribe, please hit that button, hit the bell. We're trying to get up there with the subs, man, and you guys help me make content. So please hit that subscribe button because 97 is absolutely horrible and horrendous. So please subscribe and let's show you guys this valve cover now. I had a bit of a different edit in mind when doing this, but I actually had two of my beauty washers fail on me. I must have over tightened them, or maybe they were just from being old. I'm not really sure what happened, but two washers failed on me, so I'm not sure if it's super sealed, and I'm not gonna drive it out right now, so that's the edit you guys get. And as I was saying before, I'm probably going to redo the valve cover gasket again eventually because of a couple reasons. One, the paint I used was definitely the wrong paint for this, and I didn't clean it enough to make this paint look perfect, which kind of shows. I don't know if people are gonna care, but I don't know, it's bothering me a little bit. Two, when I was doing it, I gotta do that in the garage next time, away from grass, because bugs kept landing on it because it's purple and it looks sticky and it looks delicious to them. And there's a lot of bugs in there. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. Like right here is a few bugs and you can definitely see them through the paint. Other than those though, I think it looks really good and it gives you something to look at in my engine. I think the cover is one of the coolest things because it just looks different and it doesn't look stock anymore, which I'm a huge fan of. Before, again, it was painted black and it was very stock looking. So this is much more appealing in my opinion. Before it was very much like, oh, show me under the hood. Oh yeah, that's an engine. And now it's like this whole thing. That looks cool. I could obviously speak all day on the things I don't like about how it looks right now, and we're not going to do that because this is my first time trying to properly do it, even though I didn't do it 100% right. I think this adds so much to the engine bay. I mean, we have a lot of engine bay things planned. I do want to paint the bay without pulling the motor, so we're going to have to somehow figure out how to do that, but this whole bay is going to be super clean, and that's kind of the focus now that I have. I would love to wire tuck everything here, but we need a new harness for that. I want to paint the entire bay black, and I just want to make it look cleaner than it is now, because right now it kind of looks like an engine swap someone did in their backyard with a fancy valve cover. A touch of color definitely goes a long way though. I think this looks really cool now. One of like the coolest things for me too is that all the purples are starting to match, and I think that's amazing because all the cars are starting to get tied together, and that was something I really wanted to do with this whole car, was theme it to a few colors, and we're finally starting to get there, and it looks so dope in my opinion. With projects like this, you definitely learn a lot, and I did enjoy doing this. Obviously I wanted a better result, and next time I will, because I'll get a different paint and I'll do a little bit more prep. I didn't sand this down properly again, and I didn't prime it, and I probably should have. So next time I know what to do that's gonna make this a lot cleaner and a lot better. So I have to get a few more bolts because I don't think my valve cover is on totally anymore, so we'll get those replaced hopefully pretty soon. We actually drive the car, and we'll have some more driving footage soon. I did take the car for a test spin the other day because I fixed my transmission leak finally, and it was great. But I think I'm gonna leave you guys off here. So we have so much more Civic stuff planned after this. This is just the beginning of all the engine bay, all the painting, bodywork, everything. We have a lot of stuff coming. I'm super excited. I'm gonna leave you guys off here. So if you guys could please do me a few things. Comment, like, subscribe, do that fun stuff, keep doing you, and stay motivated. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and peace.